Hey, you guys, it's Fabio coming back with another live video. I got so much to talk about. Hopefully, I'm able to cover everything. Sorry, I'm a little late. I know I was supposed to be on at 11, but I had a coaching call, so it went over quite a little bit. But anyway, here we go. So I got a lot that I want to talk about. I asked on my community tab. I asked for you guys to drop some things that you might want me to talk about. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, guys. Like I said, I got a lot. Like, share, and subscribe. I got a lot that I want to go ahead and cover. My first live. Hello from Michigan. Hi, Leslie. How are you? Congratulations. Hopefully you enjoy my live. Hopefully you stick all the way through with me. I got a lot to cover, guys. Hopefully I get through everything. Got some notes here that I had to take early on and stuff that was added on. First and foremost, let me go ahead and get this out the way. For the people that join my one of my programs, whether it was the lead generation or I love what you're doing. Thank you so much, Leslie. I greatly appreciate you. I really do. I really do. I'm so grateful for you. Um, I want to go ahead. Hey, R. Melendez, what's up, bud? Long time. So I want to go ahead and I want to welcome the people that join my coaching program or mentoring program. I have Samantha Gibson out of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. She came in. Welcome. Big motivation. Thank you, CL. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I got a packed lineup here tonight. I got Terry Stone out of Providence, Rhode Island. Welcome, Terry, for getting the coaching, guys. If you haven't got the welcome letters yet, you will get those. The paperwork, if you order the paperwork, if it haven't went out already, it will be going out. The coaching, you can set that up immediately, guys. You don't have to wait on me. You're not going to get a special message or a call or anything. Just set it up when you're ready to get the coaching started. Okay. And I got Lakeisha Jones. She's out of Moncks Corner, South Carolina. So I want to welcome you guys. Hopefully you're on the live or you join the live. I definitely want to welcome you guys for getting the coaching program or the paperwork or lead generation or what have you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Don't forget the last day that I'll be offering the coaching or any product or any service will be February the 15th. Yep. So you got about a month, right, to get signed up for it if you guys are interested. But let me go ahead and jump right in this. I'm going to start with Sherapop. She asked me how to find field managers. Basically, how did I do it? How did I get my field supervisors or field managers, as she called it? Sherapop, to be honest, I like to build from the inside up, right? So if I'm going to hire anybody from the outside in terms of being like a supervisor, a manager, or anybody like that, I really want them to have experience already, like been doing this before, right? They've worked for another company or even another service, right? They kind of know what goes into being a field supervisor. Essentially what the field supervisors do, guys, they go from site to site, check, make sure you have product, make sure the vacuum cleaners, making sure the equipment is okay, everything is cool, making sure your employees is there, making sure they're in uniform. If you got them wearing the uniform, they just kind of like your eyes and ears, right? Whereas they give you a break to work on other things. Okay. Now, most times the field supervisors are in the evening time, right? If you got day porter accounts, then you got field supervisors around the clock. Okay. Answer whenever boss does the paperwork, the subcontractor's agreement. Does your paperwork offer subcontractor? Yeah, my paperwork offers subcontractors agreement. So your field supervisors, guys, a lot of times they like your eyes and ears, right? They're just going to report back to you what's going on each site. The way I like to do it with mine is we have, and this is in each city or state or whatever, right? We have a list of sites, okay? And then almost like a checklist, right? So then the field supervisors go from site to site. They got the phone number of the site, the address of the site, the contact person of the site, right? They have it, and it's all on this list. It's like a database. I would suggest that you guys, by the way, and I'm gonna get right back to it, Sherry Pop, all of your contracts, I would suggest that you put them in a database type of format, whether it's a Word, it's a a spreadsheet of some sort, an Excel situation of some sort, keep it in your computer and keep it like, because and it also help with billing too. Okay, now me, I like to have paper copy, hard copy, and I also like to back things up in the computer. Okay, so well, I should say back things up on the paper, because in the event your computer crash or something happen, anything can happen with technology. You also have paper copy. Okay, it's just easier to work from the computer. So I would suggest you back it up both ways, guys. But if you don't, it's up to you. But have some type of database. Okay, so your field supervisors, you would give them like a checklist, right, at each site that you want them to go to. Like if you have 2 or 3 different field supervisors, for an example, and you have 15 accounts, you can go ahead, hey, how's it going, Antoine? You can go ahead and spread them out through those field supervisors. So you can have one work the east side, one work the west side, one work the north end, the south end, or whatever. You can kind of, size it up that way, right? That way you don't have just one guy going all over the city, right, checking on your accounts. Okay. Now I would do this like regularly. And what I mean regularly don't necessarily mean it has to be every day, guys. Okay. So that's the cool thing. You can spread it out. You can say, you know what I'm gonna do. The building don't get to catch you on life. Is that an hourly position, the salary? Now that DJ the boss, that's up to you if you want to pay them salary or you want to pay them hourly, whatever you feel fit better for you. Okay. For me, I like to do it by, because my employees are on hour or hourly. I do my field supervisors hourly too. Okay, because it's just a certain amount of hours they're gonna be out. Basically, like I say, they just the eyes and ears. They're gonna have this list, right, of different places that they need to go per your request. And then if it's anything that's going on, like let's say at contract A, right, then they're going to make a little note of what's going on. Hey, we need more liners. We need more all-purpose cleaner. We need newer vacuum cleaners. The employee was out of uniform or whatever the case is. They're going to let you know what happened at A, what happened at B, what happened at C, like that. That's the way I do it, Sheriff Pop, because it just makes sense. I don't like to make it too technical. It just makes sense that way. Guys, let's go ahead and get these likes up. I think this is going to be a very impressive live, impactful live. I got a lot to talk about, so I want to make sure I cover it. Okay, so hopefully I answered that for you, Sheriff Pop. To recap on what I said, I build from the inside up. If I'm going to hire somebody from the outside to be a field supervisor, road supervisor, whatever you want to call it, then they're going to have some level of experience, right? Or I will build from the inside up, right? So what you mean by that, Fabio? I would take my best people, right? The ones that never call off, the ones that's looking for advancement in the company. You can really find that out really, really fast, because those type of people show up. They kind of let you know. They're like, even your eyes and ears, like, hey, Fabio, this is going on at the contract. Hey, Fabio, are we running low on this? Hey, Fabio, we have this going on. When you ask them, hey, can you cover another site? This person called off. They're willing to cover the other sites, right? And they don't haggle over anything. Okay, so those are your people that you will want to bump up to maybe like a field supervisor. Okay, and then they're just going to govern the rest of the employees for you, right? They're going to go from site to site and kind of check in on the rest of the employees. You don't want to make it on a consistent basis, because then your employees will begin to expect that you're going to come, right? So you might not go, let's say, to account B for 2 weeks in a row, right? And then the third week you go. Now the employee, in their mind, they haven't seen you 2 weeks straight, so they feel like safe, right? They feel like, I'm good. Okay. When you do it on a regular, on a schedule like basis, then they get they start expecting you to show up, right? Or you can switch the days up, right? So you might go for 2 weeks in a row on a Monday, and then you switch up and go on a Friday, right? Or you can double back. It's however you want to set it up. Again, you can either set it up by the hour and pay your road or your field supervisors, or you can pay it by salary. Okay, that's entirely up to you guys. I have a question from 222333. He say, let me see here. I'm tired of not winning bids. Any bids? hold on, guys. Let me get to your questions here. Let me get to this real quick. I promise I'm gonna get to everybody questions here. 222333. He's a subscriber here. He says, how to stay. Whoa, I can't even read my own writing. He say, how to stay motivated and save money. Motivation, that's an internal situation. That's the way I look at it. Everybody got that one little thing in the inside of them that motivate them. Some people, their grandma. Some people, their parents. Some people want to do better for their kids or do right by their kids. Some people just have that, I'm tired of being a failure type of mindset. I'm tired of being a failure type of mindset, right? They sick of losing. Some people is motivated by their job, right? They tired. Hey, how's it going, DTN? They're motivated by their job. Like they say, hey, I'm sick of this job. I need to get out of this job. I got to do something different, right? So again, it's only when it becomes a burning desire for you, when it's almost to the point where you can't sleep at night. It's one of those situations that you're going to be successful, to be absolutely honest. Like if you're not motivated, maybe commercial cleaning might not be the thing for you, right? It might not be the type of business for you. So you might want to find something else to kind of get engaged into. Okay. And he said how to save money. Saving money is strategic is a strategic situation for everybody. The way I save money is I just cut costs, right? Now in the beginning, you guys, if you see my first 5,000, I was kind of blowing it, right? But then as I bounce back and start, paying attention to everything, you just kind of cut the costs. Me, I live modestly, right? So even though I make a lot of money, I'm the type of guy that, I'm just going to dress basic. I'm just going to be basic. I get fly when I want to because I got a lot of clothes or whatever the case is. But I don't spend a whole lot of money on personal items, and I don't spend a whole lot of money on business items, okay? Unless I absolutely need it, okay? For my people that feel like, hey, I'm just getting started with my commercial cleaning business. I need a shampooer. I need a buffer. I need a waxer, a stripper waxer. I need whatever, the case is, whatever, a carpet cleaning machine. If that's not the immediate line of business that you're going into right off the start, then I wouldn't so much worry about that. Remember, you can rent those items and write those items off at the end of the year. It's a business expense. Okay, so a lot of people feel like, well, I can't start my business until I get the machine or until I get the buffer, whatever the case is. It's not true. I don't do anything personal. I tend to overspend on business purchases. Yep. Sometimes you overspend a lot of times on business purchases, but you just got to give yourself a budget in that respect, either or, whether it's personal or whether it's business, right? Because overspending just takes away from the profit, right? But in the first year, I'd say 6 months to a year, because you can't make a profit within your first year, I would suggest that all of the money that come in, that you immediately kind of throw it back into the business, right? And have that generate more revenue for you. The only money that I would suggest taking out for personal is like rent, your car notes, utility bills. That was my way of paying myself. Like that would be my way of paying myself. Okay. And then as that money multiply, right, you start making more money, you're getting newer contracts, you're expanding at a rapid rate, whatever the case is. Now, the more money you bringing in, the more that you can do, right? You can open up a 401k, or you can open up a Roth IRA. You can do some real estate. You can have some money. You can be a private investor, or whatever the case is for a startup, for a business startup, right? You can start an online business, whatever the case is, right? When you're making more money, okay? You don't want to think that, you can think that way, but you don't want to start that way from the start, because what'll happen is you'll kind of lose your shoes, so to speak, in the whole business as a whole, right? Because your mind, you should be focused on one thing and you focused on many things, if that makes sense for you. So again, saving, like I say, that all depend on you. Like if you mean the saving in terms of starting your business, I don't personally believe that you need a lot of money to start the business, okay? If you have limited funds or you don't have a lot of money to start, I believe in sweat equity. So whatever you can do for free, I would do for free, okay? Which is, as long as you got one of these, you got a cell phone, right? You got to pay that bill anyway. I would start with cold calling. You got 2 arms and 2 legs. I will go door to door, right? So when you make more money and you start investing back into the business, now you can do a direct mail campaign, right? Or now you can do some maybe radio advertising or some Google AdSense, or you can do some Facebook ads or whatever the case is, right? You can kind of expand more once that revenue start coming in. That's exactly how I did it because I didn't have a whole lot of money to work from. Okay. So I ordered my course, $200. I ordered the course, right? I read it. You guys heard the story before. Okay. Then I just hopped out there, right? Everything else was situated in the beginning, right? You got your EIN, your DBA, you got your bank account, got all of that stuff, right? So now it's just started to go and acquire customers, okay? And it took sheer sweat equity, right? Whether I hit the phones or whether I went door to door. So that's what I would suggest that you do in the beginning. So just to recap, cut back on your spending and you'll be able to save more on both sides, the business and the personal, unless your business absolutely need it, get it. If it's something that you can kind of hold off until, a later date, like a carpet cleaning machine or some type of machine or something like that, then I will hold back on it because then once again, you can always rent those items. Crystal Pepsi, she said, how to, Jesus Christ, I can't even read my whole. Oh, Crystal asked me about, I'm gonna have to come back to that, Crystal. I got Jordan White. She asked about set up a back office, payroll, property management, a project manager, those type of things. She said, how did I start that or how do I operate that? Okay, so out of my office, guys, I have a section within my office where I have the people that make my lead generation calls. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of people in the office. Most of the people that work for me work at the at the contracts. Okay, so the people in the office is just handling just basic calls. I have a media department. Like if you call the 800 number, that's the people that handle just the media. You press 1 for this, 2 for that, right? So the call will be forwarded directly to my media department. That's for booking, if they want to book me for public speaking or book me for a media some media story or something like that. Okay, so that's the media department. Then I have regular customer service, uh, personnel, and that's for when the calls come in. Somebody they're inquiring about service. They found us, however they found us or heard about us, however they heard about us. They want us to come in to do a walkthrough. They're inquiring about service. That person is trained to handle that type of call, right? The only thing they don't handle is YouTube or online stuff. They only handle booking for like media or something like that, right? And they handle scheduled appointments for walkthroughs to go and do walkthroughs or to inquire about, our business, right? They inquire about our business. Everybody else is pretty much on the lead generation because my lead generation is in-house. Now you can outsource it if you want to and just pay, a company to do it on the outsource side, or you can just do it in-house. Okay. Let me see. She also said payroll. Payroll, I use Paychecks. Okay. It's not that expensive. There's other payroll companies you guys can use. I mean, I just choose to use Paychecks, but you got ADP. I heard somebody say ADP was cheaper for them in their area than Paychecks, so they use ADP. That's fine. Paychecks and ADP are really like the two top companies. They're not the only one. They just like the top brand, if you will. Like they're the most known. Okay, Paychecks and ADP. So it's up to you which one you want to use in that regard. I like Paychecks. I offer my people direct deposit. I pay bi-weekly. So if they have a bank account, we attach it to their bank. If they don't have a bank, Paychecks offer them a pay card, a check card. Okay, so it'll be mailed out to them. It'll be mailed out to them, and then all of their monies for payroll will be on that check card. Okay, that automatically be loaded on there. Okay, so usually my people we get paid bi-weekly on Friday. So most times people tell me like 12, maybe like 12 or 1 a.m. in the morning. If they're up, they call in and they check it and the money is there on the card. Okay, so Paychecks, they also do checks, right? And they'll have a courier deliver the checks to your office, your home, wherever you want your checks to be delivered to. I just chose to do, and they charge for that too because of this check is paper, right? So that's the reason that I kind of went the non-paper route and went to direct deposit, okay, to save from that charge of the courier delivering the checks and that stuff because they charge you for that, okay. But overall, Paychex is a good company. They do offer a back office where you can see the year to date of every employee, your hire and your fires. It's a database to show you if you let somebody go, you need them to be taken off of payroll, to take, taken out of the database, or to be on, it's not pause, but to be on whatever the word I'm looking for, right? So if you want to like the pause an employee, like they took a vacation or whatever, then they'll be on, it's not pause, guys, but that's the word I'm gonna use, right? They kind of just pause that account for that particular person, right? Because they're on vacation, so they're not active. Okay, maybe inactive, maybe that's the word that I'm looking for. But it's very easy to use. The customer service for Paychecks is just phenomenal. Whenever you call, they're always there to help you. They'll walk you through whatever you need to be walked through. Um, they handle things right away. Like, if you messed up on somebody's check, they could, or they messed up on somebody's check, they can make those corrections. You can just provide, if you were short somebody 2 hours, right? You can make that up on the next check or whatever. Paychecks is really good at doing that. And if you want to contact Paychecks, you can Google paychecks.com. It's paychex.com, paychex.com, and they're national, right? I know ADP is international, like ADP is everywhere. Okay. Let me see here. Somebody, I didn't get your name, but somebody asked me about cold calling tips and script. I actually have videos here on the channel dealing with cold calling. Okay, so I would probably suggest that you go there because this video could go extremely long. But it's just a simple, most people think they have to sell something. Okay, now with my script, I do have a little script that my people go by, and then I do have like a rebuttal form, like a rebuttal sheet. We don't haggle too much over it because you don't really want to piss them off. But sometimes if they say certain things, it's certain things that I have like on my like rebuttal list that we can rebut. Like, let's say for an example, they might say, well, we don't have a we have a cleaner, we okay, we just don't need any cleaner at this time. Then or what we would say, like in response to that, instead of hanging up and saying okay bye, we would say something like, well, would it be okay if we call within the next 3 months, or maybe call the next quarter to see where you stand with commercial cleaning? Okay, then that'd be like, they'll say sure, whatever the case. So then my people make a note, okay, call back 3 months from today, and we literally make a note of that so we can follow up 3 months from the day or the next quarter or whatever the case is. Okay, so that's what I have on like what I call the rebuttal sheet, which is a little bit different than my actual script that we go by. Okay, um but it's just going to take a lot of calls. That's what it's going to boil down to. It's really simple of a process. All you're doing is introducing yourself, and you're going to follow that introductory up when you go there. You're not really selling anything. You're introducing yourself. It's like a meet and greet. Hi, my name is such and such. Do you have a cleaning company, or would you be interested in a cleaning company if you don't have a cleaning company, right? You get through the gatekeeper, right? And you go ahead and repeat the same thing when you meet. Hi, Rick. That might be the decision maker. Hi, Rick. I'm Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial Service. The reason for my visit today is I was in the area. Just wanted to stop by to see if you guys currently had a commercial cleaning company or would be interested in a commercial cleaning company. Something along those lines, okay? I'm really turned up the minute I walk in the door, so I kind of know where I'm gonna go from there. Like the minute I walk in, I turn it on. If I'm the desk clerk, if it's a female or male, it doesn't matter. Hey, welcome to ABC Dental. You know, you want to sign in, or are you a patient, or you new patient, whatever the case is, whatever they say. I say, no, I'm Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility, right? And I have a little charm. I'm a little energetic about it, and they'll say, you do what? commercial cleaning, janitorial service. Oh, you're a cleaning company. Yes. Well, that would be, let me see here, and they'll fumble, look for the person that you're supposed to talk to, right? They'll either tell you, he's available or he's not available, she's not available. It's really simple. It's like an introductory. So if he's available, you say, okay, great. Could I speak to him at this time? She'd call him on the phone. Hey, Rick, you have a guest here. He might say, who is it? You say, I'm sorry, what's your name? Oh, Fabio Hart. And what company you work? Hollywoodjanitorialserv, right? Okay, great. Maybe Rick is busy. He might say, well, can you have him leave a card or a number or something? I'll call him back. I'm busy right now. Or tell him have a seat in the lobby. I'll be out shortly. Something along those lines. I'm trying to give you a visual of kind of how it goes, right, when I walk in. So if he say take a seat, I'll take a seat, right? I just observe the place. I'm looking around. I'm kind of putting myself in a mindset as we're going to get this contract. So I'm kind of trying to familiarize myself with what I can see, right? Or I stand there and I'll talk with the decision maker to kind of bring her levels down or his levels down in terms of, because they don't know you. So you kind of want to get to know them, be friendly, make them feel comfortable, because you got to get through them to get to the decision maker anyway, right? And then a decision maker come out. You shake his hand. Hi, bud. How's it going? He might say, hey, I'm sorry, what's your name again? Hi, my name is Fabio Hart with Hollywoodjanitorialserv. The reason for my visit today is I wanted to stop by to see if you guys had a commercial cleaning service or would be interested in a commercial cleaning service if you don't have one. And they'll say, well, yeah, we have a cleaning service. I say, great, not a problem. How are they responding? How are they doing? Type of work are they doing around here? And I kind of turn on that charm. It just comes natural for me, guys, right? So they'll say something along the lines like, oh, they're great. We don't have any complaints with them right now. I don't think we'd be interested right now, but, maybe some other time. I say, great, that's not a problem. Thanks a lot for your time, Rick. By the way, would it be okay if I contact you in about 3 or 4 months to check to see where you stand at in terms of commercial cleaning services? And they'll say, sure, not a problem. I say, okay, real quick, I'm sorry, do you have a business card? Now, if you have a business card, cool. He might say, no, I'm all out. They have some at the front desk. You can write my name on it. My name is Rick Smith, whatever the case is, and you just write his name on it, you be out the door. Now, what I do tell people is to write the decision maker name on the back, and I like to write the gatekeeper on the front, right? Because I like to know who I spoke to, right? Okay, so that's the way I do it. It works for me, and then I'm out the way, right? When I go in, I don't try to go in and introduce myself and then come back and do a walkthrough, okay? I introduce myself, and in a more of a matter of fact type of tonality. I'm more like, okay, if I see that they're engaging, we hitting on all cylinders and whatever, I'll say, oh, by the way, would you mind doing a walkthrough real quick? Show me what you guys need done. That way, at the very least, I can give you guys the numbers. You can have that on file. And what I'll do for you, Rick, at no inconvenience to you, whatever numbers that we put in with you, we will honor those numbers when you call us back. How do that sound? If you're going to honor those numbers, right? Whatever numbers you put in, if you're going to honor those numbers, because they might not need you now, right? And they say, okay, put the numbers in. We'll just keep it on file. You can honor those numbers later, okay? Some people may disagree with that. Some people might have their own. You can do that or you don't have to do that, right? It's up to you. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Hope I didn't go too long about that. Let me see. Somebody asked me on Facebook if I had to start. Let's see, Jeff Lewis, what's your take on cleaning the mall? Cleaning the mall. I wouldn't look at it. Cleaning the mall would be good for your ego, right? Like you got a big mall, you clean the mall. Be like, yeah, I clean the mall, right? So you get to meet people, see people. It would be good for the ego. I just don't think that they will pay out really what you'll be worth, to be honest, right? Like it's just so busy, so much going on. It's a lot of liability there in regards to, because you're around a lot of people, that type of thing. It's not impossible to do because there are companies that clean the mall. But I'm not sure they're getting paid really what they probably should get paid to clean the mall, right? So that's to each his own on that one. Okay. Somebody asked me, they said on Facebook, they said, Fabio, if you had to start all over, start from the bottom and build it all the way up to the top again, how would you start? Well, it depends on what position I am, what position I'm in financially, right? Um, if I had to start it over, I wouldn't do it the exact same way because when I first started, money was a factor for me and I needed it and I needed it fast, right? But I was more geared towards commercial. If I had to start all over and money was a factor, what I would do is I would go towards residential because you can pick up residential accounts a lot faster and you can get paid like soon as you do the job, right? As soon as it's done, you can be paid right after the job. Okay. So that's what I would do to get the momentum going to start the business. I would just clean residents or clean homes, build that revenue stream up. I would still start by myself, go from job to job, start by myself and do it. As the workload kind of pick up and start getting more contracts or more homeowners to allow me to come and clean their homes, then I might look into hiring maybe another person or, two more people or whatever, just to help me out with the workload. Okay. Let me see what else I have here. What contracts? What contracts currently do I like to go after to expand my business and profit margins? The contracts that I go after now, more or less, is industrial plants, uh, factories, and I also like property management companies. Okay. Now I'm still big on medical facilities and those type of because they pay really well. But I make the bulk of my money when I go to industrial buildings or places like this. It's a plant, big multi-million dollar, billion-dollar companies. What I do like to do, I'm not sure if I spoke on this before, guys, and this will be something that would impress the potential decision maker is if you do a little research on the company that you're going after, okay? In terms of big corporation or big company, right? A big plant, right? If you know who the CEO is, the CFO, right? If you know the market cap, um, whatever their run rate is, like if what the evaluation of the company would be or is at that present time, right? If you just do a little research about them, you ain't even gotta really go into Airbnb clean. Yeah, that'd be a good way to go. You don't have to know a whole hell of a lot, but just know enough, in terms of what they do, what type of company they are. Do they sell paper plates? Do they sell cups? Whatever it is, right? Just do some research about them because that'll impress them once you go in, right? So it'll make them feel, it'll kind of stroke their ego a little bit. So that's what I kind of like to do with the more bigger size accounts, the property management companies. You know what type of properties that they have, right? That kind of stroke their ego a little bit that you did some research, you took time to do research. Factories and plants, the same thing, right? If you just do a little research before you kind of go in, and then you go in and the same presentation. Okay. Um, Let me see here, number 8 here. Okay, now I keep getting paid late or not at all. How do I handle it? Okay, now I've actually got some emails. Alexis had brought that to my attention recently. Okay, so there's apparently a lot of people that's on my subscribers list right here on YouTube that's getting paid not at all or they're getting paid late. Okay, um, it may or may not be your fault depending on the situation. Some of you guys are sending your invoices out not at all, way too early, or sometime late. Okay, I like to say get the invoice depending on how many days it is in a month. So let's say January. January is a 31-day month, right? Then I would get the invoice out on the 29th. I would get the invoice out on the 29th. So if the bill is due on the 1st, that gives them the 29th, depending on how early you get it in, the 30th, and the 31st. So they give them anywhere from 2 to 3 days. I like to, put it in around that time, give them 2 to 3 days, so it's still to be kind of fresh on their mind. Some of you guys might give it to them on the 15th, okay? Might give it to them on the 15th, might give it to them ahead of time. You say, hey, I got it out. We already, got it out, or give it to them on the 20th. Okay, so what they do is fumble the paperwork, they fumble the invoice, they've got it. You text, you emailed it if that's the preferred method. You brought it in to them, you mailed it to them, you faxed it to them, however you got it over to them. Okay, so they got it, but now they did something with the invoice. Okay, or maybe it's in the trash in the email or whatever the case is. So now, even though you turned you turned the invoice in early, they kind of don't know what they did with it. Opposed to if you kind of cut it a little bit closer to that first month, because if they do a net 30, right? Like if they pay all their bills on the first, or they do a net 30 with most of their bills. That sounds like Jesus. Okay, that's the best way to be, DJ the Boss. That's the best way to be. I rarely get paid late. I'm not gonna say I never, but I rarely get paid late, and I'm gonna go into that shortly why that's the case. Um, but to get back on getting paid on late or not getting paid, if you're not getting paid at all, that's really a problem, especially if you're still working. Okay, some people I've talked to didn't get paid in 30 days. They didn't get paid in 60 days. They didn't even get paid in 90 days, and they still working. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I would say, guys, don't go past 30 days and not get paid. Okay, don't go past 30 days. So if you do the billing, let's say the net 30 or whatever, you put your invoice out, the money is due on the first. I would say, just like how they allow with the rent, give them between the first and the fifth. Okay, so you give them that little leeway. Maybe it was a little busy, whatever the case. Between the first and the fifth, I wouldn't worry about any penalties. After that, you can charge them like a late fee, right? For paying late. Okay, most people don't worry about it because they're like, I ain't gonna worry about it. Just give me the money that I did, right? But it could be drawn up in your paperwork like that, and they will be responsible for the late fee, right? Okay, so like I say, most people just let it skate because they just want the money that they expect to get, like the money that they're expecting. Okay, however, you can't keep allowing them to pay you late. Okay, so you can always, if you don't feel right by verbally talking to them, I don't know why you wouldn't, because it's not, in this case, it's not what you say, but how you say it. You don't want to come off like disrespectful. You say it in a certain tonality, a certain way, structured a certain way to let them know, hey, we mean business. We got to get paid on time, right? But if that's not your thing, you can send them a letter. You can send them a text message. You can send them an email. You have to let them know that it's important that your company get paid, because like them, there's other bills that you have to pay, right? Employees, tax, etc. Right? So you let them know, you stay on top of them, about it, right? After the first, even on the second, you can give them a friendly reminder, phone call. Hi, this is Aisha, such and such. We haven't received payment on the first. We just wanted to give you a friendly reminder that we haven't received payment. Then they might say, hang up and say, okay, we'll cut the check now. We're going to send it over to the department and they'll get the check ready for you guys. You'll be able to pick it up tomorrow by noon, whatever the case is. But you can't allow them to keep doing that to you guys. Or you're going to have to, with that particular company, change up some policies and procedures. You're going to have to send them a letter. You're going to have to change up some things. Okay? Now, Fabio, why don't you get paid late? Because most of my contracts, I have access to the business card, the personal credit card, the business credit card, whatever the case is. It's in a database, and it's just a reoccurring charge. Just like Netflix do on a subscription base, or just like, your phone company do. If you got T-Mobile, Sprint, and you just connect to your bank account, whatever the case is, it's just we just automatically charge it, or it's automatically debited. Okay, for a lot of my accounts. Okay, a lot of my accounts, because even the ones that was paying check, we wrote up letters. We sent letters to them, letting them know that now, we have a method of payment where they can pay hassle free by credit card, and it just be a reoccurring charge for the same dollar amount of monthly billing. Okay. A lot of my clients, that works fine for them. You still send the invoice out on the same day though. So if you send your invoice out on the 29th or the 28th or whatever the case is, they'll still get it by when they're supposed to get it by. Okay. And then you just charge the dollar amount on the first or whatever the scheduled time is. Okay. At least at that point, if you charge it and it's not on the card, you can call them right away. If it's declined or whatever the case is, you can call it right away, so they can take care of that matter. Okay. But a lot of companies will allow you to do it that way. Let me see. Is that a PayPal or some other system? No, it's not PayPal. I don't deal with PayPal anymore, to be honest. I just canceled PayPal. I cursed them out, because, and I'll tell you guys about that story. But it's actually, I deal with card service international, okay, or I also deal with the Square. You can get the Square, the app, the little square to your phone, and you can key it in through your phone. Okay, that's kind of worked down my list a little bit, but that's something that I got to talk about with you guys tonight. Let's talk about PayPal real quick. I don't deal with PayPal because a lot of people that came into my coaching program, I had so many people come in at one time that they froze my account just recently. Like over, like I think the weekend of, maybe it was last weekend, the weekend before last, something like that. I had like 6, 7 people come in, and it was coming in quick, so it was amounting up in my PayPal account. So then they were like, "Oh, you have a lot of these transactions. We got it on hold." I'm like, "Bro, you guys never held anything that I've done. Why are you holding these payments? Like, I need the money, right? Like, I need that to go through, right? Because with them holding the money makes me hold up what I got to do with the person that paid coaching. So now I got to contact them, that type of thing, right? So it was a big thing. So the money did go through. And when the money went through and it hit my bank, I canceled PayPal. So I no longer use PayPal, period. And if you read the reviews, you're going to see a lot of stories on PayPal. You type in PayPal reviews, it's crazy. I didn't even know it was that many reviews of people going through the same thing that I'm going through. They want you to send your ID and this and that, just because I had a lot of transactions and they never did that before, but the transactions was coming in abundance, through the coaching, and they was holding the transactions. Okay, so once they released the fund, then I released myself from PayPal. But anyway, moving right along. Number 9, who are the best people to hire? Now, I don't know what this person meant. This was all on Facebook in my inbox. A lot of my Facebook people come over to my YouTube now. So somebody asked me who are the best people to hire, and in parentheses they got like race, age, etc. Who I like to hire people that need money for something, right? That need money for something, and what I mean by that, like college students, right? College students. Or I like to hire, people that's like between 40, 45, or they retired. Maybe they worked at the plant for so many years, they retired. They just need to get out of the house. They want a second job, something part-time, which worked fine for them, right? Because it doesn't mess with their pension or Social Security or whatever, whatever they draw on or whatever the case is. It doesn't mess with that, right? So I hire them part-time. So I like to hire like a college student. I don't like to do the high school students, because the high school students, you can only keep them out for a certain length of time, right? It's got student hours, school hours, right? You can only keep them out, and sometimes, working for us, you go in at 6, you getting off at 11, right? So it's certain hours that students can work, right? So I like college students, right? I like college students because they money motivated. They need to make, extra money or whatever for college, whatever the case is. And I like to hire, people that's like semi-retired or that's retired. They collecting a pension. They need to get out the house, those type of things. Now, I have all women that work for me in regards of the actual cleaning itself. And then I have all males to do my role supervisor to check, make sure we got this and this and that, right? So that's how I have it set up. I have white people to work for me, black people to work for me, Hispanic to work for me. I got all type of people that work for me, even going down to Atlanta, Toledo, whatever the case is. So I don't discriminate, but I when I'm doing the interviews personally, I kind of look at body language. I kind of ask them a lot of different questions. I kind of pick their brain, right? Because I want to make sure that they a good fit. I don't really have time to hire somebody that want to work for me for 3, 4 weeks and then quit. Sometimes it can happen, and it has happened because sometimes people who get hired through with me, but they've already had an application circulating, let's say in a plant. They're waiting to get in the plant, they're waiting to get another job. So they're not going to tell you that, right? They're not going to say, well, I got an app in the plant, and if they call me, I'm going to let you go. They just start working for you, and the next thing you know, they're quitting, right? They have another job. Okay, so again, when I'm doing my interviews, I'm kind of relentless. There's certain questions that I got like a sheet that I ask every time I'm doing an interview, right? Whenever I'm doing an interview. Okay. So again, like I say, you want to make sure you have an understanding of why they want to work for you. What I like to do if they have experience and they work for other companies, I go and steal accounts. And the way I do it is I have them write a list of contracts that they worked at. So if they worked at the nut factory, the chair factory, the this or this church, or they worked at this school or whatever, I ask them give me the name and the number of the companies that they work for, the actual sites that they work for. Okay, so whoever their previous employer is, I just go behind their back and I go and solicit for that contract to see if I could pick it up. I'm telling you, I'm relentless, and I've actually got contracts that way. All right. And another thing you can offer them is a bonus for that referral, right? Because had they not told you about that, you may have never even got that contract, or you may have never even heard of that place, or never even thought to go to that place. So I will give them a kickback once we close, and not just for the actual lead itself, but once we get in and we close, I'll give them a kickback for it. Okay. Let me see here. What else? Somebody asked me on Facebook, being intimidated by the gatekeeper and the decision maker, how to deal with people when they talk rude or talk down on you. When it come down to that, you guys, to be honest, I very rarely get that, but sometimes you do get that because, people got issues going on that you don't know about. So they tend to kind of talk down on you or talk at you, talk in a tone that kind of feel belittling, right? Like you're just a cleaner and I work here at this Fortune 100, Fortune 500, whatever the case is, right? They have their suits and their ties on, and they have whatever the case is. So they kind of look at you on a lower scale. Me personally, I don't let it bother me, right? Because I'm programmed, going to college, I had to take psychology as a class. I'm kind of programmed that every day people isn't going to have a good day. And I might have just walked in on a day this person didn't have a good day, right? So even though they talking down on me, I kind of unarm them a little bit because I'm still Fabio. I'm still keeping the same tonality. I'm still being my same self, right? So when someone's talking down or talking to you in a rude manner or a disrespectful manner, it only get gangster, so to speak, when you match them at that same tone, right? If I yell at you, you're not going to talk to me like this, right? If I yell at you right now and I say, DJ the boss, whatever, his natural tonality, his tone is going to go up because it's going to be like, who? Because you yelling at. I'm not yelling at you. Don't yell at me, right? But if I'm like DJ the boss, woo, this, that, and the third, and he's like, look, Fabio, I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm just here. I just want to just do a walkthrough for y'all. I'm just inquiring about service. If today is not a good day for you, Fabio, then what I could do is I could, reschedule a day to come back. You just let me know what works for you, and I could just reschedule a day to come back and we do a walkthrough. Sorry, sorry if I caught you on a bad day, and you'll get that energy. See, it's how you deal with that. But if I say, DJ the boss, look, man, man, to be honest, today is not the day, man. It's just not the day. He gonna be looking like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm not the reason that whatever your issue is going on. I'm not the reason that that happened to you, right? But if he keep his same tonality, I'm only forced to come down, come down back to his level, opposed to being in the mindset that I didn't want to be there or whatever. Now, if he get to yelling at me or whatever the case is, now we got a back and forth, and he'd never get the contract, right? So again, it's just how you deal with people, even with the gatekeeper. If she seems snobbish and she, what can I do for you? And she got that face, her gestures, her tonality, and all of that. You might say, yes, I'm just here to see who would I would speak to in regards to commercial cleaning. We already had a cleaning company, so we don't need a cleaning company right now. You say, great, not a problem. Would it be okay if I leave a business card and take one of you guys' business card? We don't. You can leave your card, but we don't have a card. We all out. You say, okay, great, not a problem. And by the way, what's your name? My name is Asia. Okay, thank you, Asia. Nice to meet you. Okay, and then you exit. You don't want to kind of push it too far. You don't want to kind of push. You want to know who you spoke to, right? So, and then you exit the building. Okay, now you can always try back another day or whatever the case is, but sometimes it happens that way. It's happened to me, guys. So I'm sure it's happening to you. Some of you guys might comment and say, hey, this guy, I was going to blow him in this because he did the exact same thing, talking like, so, but don't let that get to you guys. Okay, so dealing with being intimidated by the gatekeepers, by the way they look, by the way they talk, their gestures or whatever the case is, do not remain professional. Okay, and yeah, remain professional and courteous, and just try to get in, right? Just I would say something along the lines like, well, Mark, if today isn't a good day to meet with you, or a good day to perhaps do a walkthrough, maybe I can come back tomorrow, or I'll come back maybe next week, Monday. You might say, yeah, man, Monday is a good day. Just give me a call or just come on up. Monday is a good day. I'm sorry, if I seem a little irritating, but today's been a hectic day for us. I'm sure you get those days yourself. Yeah, not a problem, Mark. And then I'm on my way out of there, right? I try to get a business card if I can, but if they seem kind of pushy or whatever, he's already said come back Monday. I'm gonna just come back Monday, right? I'm not gonna even worried about the card. So again, I'm just kind of giving you guys different scenarios, okay? Because I don't want you to blow a potential contract just because you're caught in your feelings, right? He yelled at you and you yelled at him back, or she said something and you found that you feel like she didn't like the way you look or whatever, and you responded accordingly. Okay, don't do that, guys. Okay, so now somebody asked me about flirtation, flirty employees. Now I've had that happen to me. Okay, dealing with flirty employees, guys. Let's get these likes up, guys. Come on, let's get these likes up. I'm almost done, and I'll be out you guys here. I will go back and answer the questions that came here. I just wanted to get this stuff out because, people be asking me a lot of stuff, and I had this stuff prepared for me, right? Much of the stuff was added on at the last minute too. Okay. Dealing with flirty employees, right? To me, it depends on the level of flirtation. And it also depends on who's flirting with who. Now, you got this Me Too thing going on, right? This Me Too thing going on. So, the way I've handled this before, like, I've had employees say something along the lines like, Fabio, you smell good today. If you was my, let me shut up. Something like that. Like, I've had people say little things like that, right? Some of the workers, right? They'll say, oh, you smell good. If you was my, let me shut up, right? Now, that could be a flirtatious gesture. But with me, because I don't get caught up in that, I kind of let it roll. But if it bother you, then I would suggest that you pull them to the side and don't do it in front of everybody. Like, if it's a lot of people, you pull them to the side and you let them know that that's inappropriate. or not inappropriate to do, you kind of somewhat reprimand them without being disrespectful, right? Because you're not trying to have you don't want them to start calling on if they're a good employee, whatever the case is. They show up, but especially my boss women out here. Sometimes ladies, you come in and you look a certain way, and he don't look at it as he's flirting, but you take it that way. So instead of firing the guy, you kind of just reprimand him a little bit, pull him to the side, let him know that that's inappropriate. You don't like that. That's not a good conduct for your company. That's not within your company. What you want your company. You kind of bring them back to life. I've been there before. I can't do it. One girl down. The legacy of the. She had to go. Now, in an aspect of wear, okay, in terms of uniform, that's different. That's different. What I'm speaking on is in the when they're working for you, they in uniform and they flirty, right? Like I say, for guys and for women, it's different. Guys, I believe guys handle it a certain way. We're able to more or less walk off, you know, and kind of let it go like that. But women, it's a little bit more emotional. They take it a little bit more personal. Okay, I've had situations where, like at one site, one of the workers that work at a plant that we do was flirting. It's a female worker. She was flirting with my female employee, made my female employee feel uncomfortable. So sometimes you get that lane of things to go. Okay, so again, each situation is different, but when what we're talking about is when your employee actually flirt with the boss or flirt with you, right? You're the boss, you're the head. How to like disarm that situation. Like I say, the easiest way I think you should do it is to pull them to the side, speak to them one on one, let them know that that's unacceptable in your company. It won't be tolerated, and you're just basically giving them a verbal warning. Okay, that's the way I would personally handle that if I felt that it offended me or whatever. Now, my people, they say, a lot of stuff amongst each other. I hear it, whatever. A lot of times it's after hours. I don't beat them up too much about it or whatever. My client already likes them. They don't really see the client too much, but the client like the workload. Basically, they like what they do, right? So I kind of let them do their thing, clean up. They listen to their music or whatever the case is. I don't try to make a good situation a bad situation in that regard. Now, where they really will piss me off at is when they're out of uniform. Leggings is prohibited, right? You can't wear leggings working for me. Jeggings, leggings, stretch pants, yoga pants. You can't wear that working for me. And that's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's a huge distraction. A huge distraction. Okay, so you can go to the uniform store. Most of the girls that work for me, and they still, wear the uniform tight as hell. You ask them what shirt size they need. They give you the smallest shirt, right? The smallest size to get. And then most of my girls that work for me are the ladies that work for me. They wear the Dickies pants, the kind of uniform pants, the Dickies. That go to the uniform store, they sell those, or City Trends or something like that. They find these pants, and that's fine. The khaki or just dark color pants, and then they wear our shirt. Okay, so uniform is a must. Your guys need to stop sagging. If you got guys that's cleaning, make sure that they have their pants pulled up, belt on, because again, they are a representation of your company. Okay, you don't want anybody sagging their pants. Their shoestrings isn't tied. They're wearing Timberland boots and this and that, and their shoestrings isn't tied. You want to create that professional look, guys. Okay, because even though they might be working at the evening time and it might be just them, you never know. Somebody could walk in there, they forgot their purse, they forgot a bag, whatever the case is, and they walk in there and the person is sagging their pants, right? A lot of these companies have cameras and different things, and they can look at it in real time on their phones, right? They can really look at it while your cleaner is cleaning, right? So it's just not a good look, right? So again, enforce the dress code. Enforce the dress code. A lot of you guys may not enforce your dress code. Therefore, they do what they want, when they want, how they want. Okay. Lastly, and I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the questions. Somebody once again on Facebook asked me, is there any apps that I would suggest to my viewers, like to help them with the business overall? Any apps that I would suggest that you get? Okay. And I wrote down the actual apps that I use, okay, that I like. And maybe you have them already, or maybe it might be apps that you might be interested in. Okay. Um, Fiverr. Fiverr is my very first app. I love the F out of Fiverr, right? I love Fiverr. Okay, so it's basically like a freelance service where you anything business wise, logos, voiceovers, SEOs, uh, telemarketing. They do outbound calls. Like you can find somebody like a freelancer to do just about anything under the sun business. You need a press release, they can do that. You need to build a website, they can do that. You need a flyer, they can do that. You need a postcard, like they can do just about anything, right? You want them to craft your video for online presentation or PowerPoint and all that. They can do all of those things, right? And it's cheap. It'd be $5, $8, under $10, just depending on what it is you need done, right? It will vary. Some stuff is like $20, but it's really like dirt cheap, and it's a really, really good platform to use. So that's Fiverr. That's Fiverr, Fiverr. Okay. Another app that I would suggest for processing would be the Square. So I don't use that as much, but it is on my phone, and that's because personally everything is so automated for me that I don't have to, like, when it's time to bill my client, I don't have to do it like myself personally, right? It get done, but I'm not the one to have to do it. But I keep it on my phone in the event that I did have to charge something or whatever the case is. So I do like the Square, right? It's a nice little reasonable way to be able to accept credit cards. Okay. Number 3, QuickBooks. Now they got a lot of different QuickBooks here, so I'm going to give you a lot of different, well, not a lot, but 2 different QuickBooks that I have loaded on my phone, and I don't use these again because like I say, everything is systematically done. Okay, but I don't delete the app, but I do think they're good apps to have. QuickBooks Online Accounting, Invoice, and Expenses. Okay, so you can just type that in your Google Play Store or whatever the case is, and it'll show up just the way I read it. QuickBooks Online Accounting, Invoices, and Expenses. Okay. Number 4, QuickBooks Go Payments, which is another processor. It's like the Square. They accept credit cards. Okay, so you can use QuickBooks Go Payments. Now, you can read the reviews, guys, but you can choose at your leisure, because sometimes one thing could go wrong with the app, or the app was down for a day. It's still technology, right? It's still like a software system type of base, right? So sometimes things happen. So it's up to you if you want to give it a shot. If you the type that you get scared off of reviews, you might see 2 or 3 people that say this shit doesn't work or whatever the case is, don't get it or whatever the case is. At the very least, you can get it for yourself, try it out, play with it. If you want it, keep it. If you don't, cancel it. And most of the apps that I'm telling you about is free to get. So if you don't like it, you just uninstall it, right? You just don't use it. So again, that was number 3, QuickBooks Online, Invoices, and Expenses. Number 4 is QuickBooks Go Payments. Number 5 is one of my favorite ones. It's a more newer one, and it's called Market. Okay, that's Markate, Market, Markate. Market help with job management, CRMs, sales, and marketing. Okay. You can do invoices on that. You can do so much with that. Okay. Now, it is a fee attached to that, but it's well worth the fee. Okay. It is a fee attached to that, but it's well worth it. Now, some of the stuff is like free, right? You play around and then it's going to tell you, it's going to prompt you that, you can upgrade to this and this and that, right? And then you're going to pay a fee for it. Okay. So it's free to download. You sign up, sign in, right? After so far, you're gonna have to pay for this or that and this and that, right? You're gonna have to pay for, to be able to use it. And lastly, number 6, a lot of people, I got friends that they big fan of Google Voice. I use SmartLine by GoDaddy. SmartLine, which is a second number. Now, this is what you can use like for your employees. If you don't want them calling your personal phone, right, your personal phone number, you can also deactivate the number, shut the number off at a certain time, and then reactivate the number where it'll ring onto your line. Again, and I use SmartLine by GoDaddy. So you can go right through the app. They got an app for that. You type in SmartLine or just type in GoDaddy SmartLine, right? And then it'll pop right up in your Google Play Store. And that's like a second number that you can attach to your number, right? It links to your number. Anybody from all over the country, whatever the case is, call that number. It rings to your phone and you'll be able to handle the calls. Okay. So that's what I tell a lot of people about, like on my coaching. Like I got a girl, she do hair. I told her, I said, well, you can have your clients text and call this number instead of having them call your direct number, right? That way you can activate and deactivate this number whenever you want, at your leisure. And the same thing for Google Voice. It's just Google Voice is a good one to have. A Google Voice number is really impactful. It's just, I don't know. I just haven't been a fan of Google Voice. Okay. So again, guys, those are the apps that if a person asks me, hey, Fabio, what's your top 6 apps? What apps would you say that I should get right away? If I was going to get any apps, it would definitely be Fiverr. Okay. The freelance app, it'd be the Square for processing. It'd be QuickBooks for online accounting, invoice, and expenses. It'd be QuickBooks for Go Payments, right? It's just like a second backup way for the Square. Like if you get the Square, you can get QuickBooks Go Payments. Market, that's Markate. That's for job manager, CRM, and sales and marketing. Like it helps you with a lot of things. Like if you say, well, Fabio, just break this down and just tell me your top 3, then I would tell you Market, Square, and Fiverr, right? Market, Square, and Fiverr. Because again, you can use your regular phone number, but if you just like, I don't know, I'm going to be advertising this number. You don't have an 800 number, whatever the case is. You're going to be advertising this number locally. Then you can get, some type of text app number or some type of alternative number from your Google Play Store. You can use whatever provider you want to use. I just choose to use SmartLine by GoDaddy. Okay. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. Let me go ahead see what your questions is here. That was a great question. Thank you. Yep, my Facebook people, they starting to come over here. Let me kind of scroll up to the top here. My first live from Michigan. Once again, welcome, Leslie. I'm not sure if you're still on. R. Melendez, what's up, dude? My guy, CL Savage. He said, my guy, you are a big motivation found you when I first started last year. And since then, we quit our job and have landed nice deals. Very good, bro. Don't know if you're still watching me, but very good. Keep going. Send me an email again, Hollywoodjanitorialserv. Keep me up on the progress, man. Keep me up. I don't always check it myself, but my people make sure I get it. If it's a way that I could be of assistance to you or whatever the case is, just let me know. Okay, and guys, what I still do that I don't charge, and I've been doing this for a long time, by the way, is I still help you guys because I do want you to get numbers. Like I do want you to get your numbers in. I still help at no extra charge. Okay, as long as you kind of give me a certain amount of time so I can prep for it. I still help you guys close or set your numbers up, set your estimates up, your bids, help you with your bids by phone, right? And that's whether it's my paperwork or that's whether it's your paperwork. I have you, hey, take a picture of it, send it, an email of the up so I can get an idea what it looked like, so I can help you with it, right? A lot of times people send me pictures and send me video. Mostly they send video on my Instagram now, right? Or you can email it, just take a little longer. I get it faster when you send it on Instagram. They send me videos and send me pictures of the job or whatever the case is. They give me the dynamics, how many days a week, yada yada yada, how many hours, about how many employees they think it's going to take. I help them with how much they probably should pay their employees. I help them with setting up the numbers, all of that. They're putting the bid together, all of that stuff, right? So, and I don't charge for that. Okay, and you don't have to be in any coaching or anything. You can just email and say help with bid, put that in the line, and they'll get it over to me, and I will personally give you a call. You won't talk to my people. I'll personally give you a call and help you with it. Okay, because I get a joy out of when you guys tell me you land the contract. I get so many of those a month now. Let me see what else. Answer whenever you can. Does your paperwork include a subcontractor's agreement? DJ the boss, I think I already answered that. Yep. It includes the subcontractor agreement. Fabio, what's up, bro? Antoine, what's up? Um, I'm cleaning the building now. Don't get to catch your live often. Oh, okay, great. Um, is that hourly position? Oh, we talked about that. Peterson, he retracted his. Yo, Fabio, what's up, dude? DTN, professional window. Let's see, I don't anything personal. Okay, we discussed that already. DJ the boss. Let me see who else. Um, Jeff Lewis. Which will take on cleaning them all. I answered that. You're welcome. Airbnb cleaning. I said that would be a good thing. DJ the boss. He did JG Wentworth. He need his money now. He's like he need his shit on time. I don't blame you, bro. I got it. You gotta get it. Is that PayPal or something? I discussed that. F PayPal. I'm not rocking with them, and I don't even do anything that's connected to PayPal like Venmo because PayPal owned that. Let me see. I've been there before. I can't do it. One girl bent down. It can be stressful sometimes. Tracy, that's a great question. Leslie says she's still here. Yep, the top 5 apps. Well, it was 6. It was 6 apps. Let me see. Yeah, I got 6. 6 apps. You should have Fiverr, Square, QuickBooks Online Invoicing and Expenses. Number 4, you should have QuickBooks Go Payments. Market is the other app, and either Google Voice or Smart Line by GoDaddy. I live in Southgate. Oh, I got contracts down there. I got contracts in Southgate, Brownstown. What's Southgate by? They buy Brownstown. I forgot, but I'll be out that way. Would you say walk-ins and emailing campaigns are the most effective, more than cold calling? For sure, I would say door to door is probably more effective than cold calling to me personally. Okay, now I got you, Jeff. I wouldn't tell you not to do cold calling, but I would say if you want to get the ball rolling a lot faster, my personal opinion is I think, and if you're using just those two, right, the or three, the email, the door to door, what's she say, email, door to door, or the cold calling, I would say door. I would say door to door, um, cold calling, then email. Email work, but email is tricky because I don't like to just spam email. When I email you, I like for you to know that the email is on its way. The email, like I like to have that warm lead and then email you. Like sometimes they might say, "Can you email me some information?" or "Can you email me a flyer?" or "Email me an offer?" or something like that. I don't like to just have somebody's email unless I already had a warm lead somehow through some type of networking, some type of correspondence. Now I got their email and now I can market them things through the email, right? So you can market different offers and different specials, carpet cleaning, upsells, different things like that. But the thing is, to be honest, you got to think about you. Like you might not check your email as frequent, and a lot of people do not check their emails as frequent, even though they get the notification on their phone. You see the little, what's that? Gmail logo, whatever. They got an email, but a lot of people don't check it right then and there. Okay. Jeff Lewis, he said, what's been my best year of business? 2019. It's my best year. Let me see. I have a home care business. I want my sons to start a cleaning service. Will you please share your thoughts on this matter? They're good young men. Leslie, I would have the conversation with them, and if they enthusiastic about it, then I would put money or whatever I got to do behind them to help them get this cleaning business off the ground and get them, to help them get this cleaning business. But I wouldn't do it if it felt like I was forcing them to be commercial cleaners or janitors or whatever the case is. Okay, I would want them to have some sort of excitement towards it. Otherwise, what I would probably do is try to identify what they specialize in, be it school, what they score the highest in, what they like to do, where they always asking you, "Mom, can I do this? Mom, can I do that?" And you see it's a habit in this. So if they like to go to the dance studio and do hip hop dance, then maybe they can be how you say it, choreographers. I'm stretching that. They can be choreographers, right? Or if they into video games, now they got it on YouTube, and Twitch and all of these different platforms where you can get paid to play video games, right? If that's what they do, right? So I would try to identify what they like to do and then kind of put them in that space, right? You put them in that space and then that's where they're going to excel at. Okay. But I wouldn't put maybe mama's, hobby on them, so to speak. So if you like, what, I like to clean a business myself. I just think that'd be a beautiful thing that my sons could do, right? They might not find it to be a beautiful thing, so I wouldn't want to do it if I was forcing it upon them to do it. But if they had just a little tab of energy where they was like, "Yeah, mom, that'd be great. We can make money," or whatever the case is. Oh, I only planted the seed. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. But when you plant the seed, just plant the entrepreneurial seed. I'm sorry. Plant the entrepreneurial seed in them, right? Just let them know it's like, look, it's okay to have a job and do what you like to do, whatever the case is. So you don't want to narrow it just to commercial cleaning or residential cleaning. You just want to say, hey, look, I know you like being a rapper. I know you like boxing and this and this and this, right? But these are two little industries that you can be in that you can make a lot of money in. And you can also not only make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money and you can flop in. Boxing, they can take one headshot the wrong way, get put on a butt. Music, they can have one good album and then they shelved, right? They don't have no more speed. I just kind of just use them because I don't know, right? So you want to say, okay, it's okay to be a boxer. It's okay to do music. That's what you want to do, but like have a backup plan, right? You want to kind of have an end result, So try to figure out, and if you can help them figure out whatever their talents are, then you can kind of say, hey, I notice you're on the computer a lot, or I notice you like to fix computers, or you take them apart and put them together. So you can kind of drill that in of like you can start up a computer business where you build computers and buy them and wholesale them, and eventually you get a distributor, I'm sorry, distributor, and you can buy it wholesale and you can sell at for retail, right? Or whatever the case is, right? If that's what they like to do. Okay. Or that you can say, well, look, I see you like to fix computers, and you can host a class where you charge a fee for people that want to do what you know how to do. You have a talent, you have a knack for that. So you can be a coach, you can be a consultant, right? You can show people how to take it apart and how to put it back together, how to do whatever, get it ready for use. Okay. So again, like I said, you just want to plant the seed, pretty much is what I'm saying on that deal. Okay. Guys, if you have any more questions, I'd love to entertain them before I do get off the live. But I do want to let you guys know is that the coaching, again, and I want to thank everybody that's joined again, for the people that just joined recently. Samantha Gibbons from ATL, Georgia. We got Terry Stone out of Providence, Rhode Island. And we have Lakeisha Jones out of Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I want to welcome you three. If you guys are interested in whether it's lead generation, paperwork, whatever the case is, again, my absolute last day. It's not to force it on you. I just want to make you aware that after February the 15th, I will never sell you any more anything. Now, if you ask me about if you should join somebody, I do have certain parties, but I'm not going to endorse that until my stuff is over. I will tell you where to go to buy, other people, because I would not be offering it. Okay. So I'm just letting you know. Now, if you're in the coaching and then the coaching run out, like say you did a year with me for the coaching, you can redo the coaching with me if you're already in the cycle, right? You're already in a cycle. You can just redo it, because if it's profitable and you found yourself, you made a substantial amount of money, you was able to make your investment back in a month, 2, 3, 6 months, whatever the case is, then you might say, hey, this was viable. I rather keep going. You can keep going that way, but it won't be any new people, okay? And we won't sell you and say, hey, well, it's up. You have one more month. Do you want to do it? You just come to us and let us know that you want to do it, okay? Again, I make an incredible. I got I got a locator business, right, for apartments, condos, townhouses, where I team up with property management companies and different. I got a lot of different other stuff going on, so I'm really not that so much pressed about that. But I do get a joy out of helping you guys, and you do know that it's coming at a price, okay? And I think it's well worth the price, okay? So, and I'm probably one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, that maybe offer like a coaching or something like that on YouTube, right? So, and it's not about cheap. That's not what it's about. It's just I like to be able to help somebody that didn't believe in themselves, motivate them, share with them what I do and how I do it, and then they go out and execute and then create the same result that I create. Okay, so that's that. Again, February the 15th, the last day for that. After that, please don't beg me or say, hey, can you just do it for me this one time? Because again, I'm letting you guys know on my social media platforms, we counting down now. Got pretty much 30 days to go. Okay, 30 days left. You guys have any more questions? I'd love to entertain them if you have any more questions. She said, absolutely. Again, and if you are interested, you're going to email me at Hollywoodjanitorialserv at gmail.com. That's Hollywoodjanitorialserv. Serve is SERV at gmail.com. All one word. Hollywoodjanitorialserv at gmail.com. And I also have it in the description once the video upload. Okay, so If you guys have any more questions, I'd love to entertain them. If it's something that I forgot to talk about, that you guys want to throw at me. Again, the next video, it's going to be Tuesday, because again, I want to put myself on a schedule so I can stay consistent with doing videos. So I'm going to do them twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. If you do have any video ideas, then you can email them to me, say, hey, Fabio, can you talk about this next? And I have my people just note it down, kind of like what they did with this, and I'll try to run it through. So many people did it this time, so I had them take notes, and I just try to cover a lot of different people instead of making one video just on one topic, because it was just so much. Okay, so I think I pretty much covered everything, guys. Oh, this is one thing too. This one thing, and this is also for my coaching people. If I'm gonna really be on you guys' butt. If you're in my coaching and I call your phone, I don't mind going to voicemail, right? Because you might be busy. You could be asleep, you could be out handling business. But if I call your phone and I go to voicemail and it tells me you have reached the number 313, please leave a message after the tone, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. And the reason we're gonna fight is because it's not a professional setup voicemail, right? Again, I know some people tell me, hey, Fabio, and I also do this for free. I've been doing this for a long time. I would set your voicemail up. I've done other people. I don't know if they still have it because I haven't talked to them or in a while, but I've actually set people voicemail up for them because they don't like the way they sound. They give me a little script, tell me how they wanted to say. I try it 2 or 3 times. I usually get it done on the first try, right? But if you don't like it, I try it 2 or 3 times till I get it done, save it, boom. You can go back in, change the password, whatever you need to do, and that's that, right? If you want me to do it. Whether I do it or whether you do it, you need a professional voicemail, guys. Clear out your inbox too. Clear out your voicemail inbox. Clear out your voicemail inbox, because you can lose money. It's people that's in my lead generation now, okay, where we call, or the client, the potential client, they want to know their access, what's the name of your company. In the lead generation, we give them your name, right? So when you send the leads over to us, we call the leads on your behalf. We use our script, but we also ask you for a little information, right? Your name, the name of the company, contact person, your number, etc. Right? So if we call ABC Dental might say, well, the person that you need to speak to is such and such. We actually are looking for a cleaner. Fabio, let me take down your name and let me take down your number. Well, I'm not going to give them Hollywood janitorial stuff because this is not our lead. I'm going to give them your stuff. Okay? I'm going to give them your stuff. It's times where people has called my people, they in the lead generation, you guys pay the money, they in the lead generation, and they call you back and do it as a follow-up call, and they don't leave a message, and you don't have a professional greeting. Put a professional greeting on you guys' phone and clear out your inbox so a person can leave a message. It's times that I don't call people, or my people called you guys and let you know that you have a contract, which we don't just do it by phone, right? We use multiple ways of contacting you to let you know that you have. So we do it email, phone, because we need you to know that we have set up a walkthrough for you, and you need to know the date, the time, and who you're supposed to talk to do the walkthrough. But guys, it's very important to set up a professional greeting. If you don't like the way you sound, let me know, let my people know, and I'll do it for free. Okay, those are the only 2 things that I do for free, pretty much, right? I'll set your greeting up for you, and I help you with your estimate, because I do want you to get the contract, and that's whether you in my coaching or not. Okay, if I ask you, hey, send me over a copy of your proposal, let me kind of get an idea what it looked like, so I can kind of help you, format it, help you through it. Then just do that, because I want you to get the contract. If you come in too high, guys, you're not going to get it, right? Now, you don't have to be the cheapest, but you don't want to be the highest either, right? Because if it's too high, obviously you're not going to get it. Too low, you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to cut your profits off, or they're going to deem you to be, they might hire you, just to get what they can get from you, or they just might not hire you at all because you're so low. They're going to be like, I don't know, they might steal something, right? Because they kind of have an idea of how much they should be paying for their facility. Okay. Now, if I help you, I'm not telling you that I'm going to get everything, right? But based on my knowledge and based on my years of doing this, I got a pretty good grasp, and I do, pop my collar a lot, because a lot of times, and you see it on my community tab, and I show you the emails, the text messages, they say, hey, Fabio, yay, you did that. Big general, yay, it's pressure. So I do get my kicks from that. I do get amped up when it's, when you guys send me those emails and let me know that you did get it. But like I say, do a professional greeting on your phone, on your voicemail, and make sure your inbox is cleared out, your voicemail inbox, right? That way somebody can leave a voicemail. When it says your voicemail is full and they had to listen to the lady read your number out, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Okay? It's just not. So I'm here to tell you guys that make sure you do a professional voicemail, and make sure you clean your voicemail inbox out. Okay? Take some time to do it. You got to be done. You guys have any more questions? If you're doing a medical owners to take mine, some facilities require the company to have at least $3 million. This sounds up to date, just from my experience. Then you just provide that. You just show them that you got it up to date. If you want that contract, right? You got your shots up to date, and because like I say, medical facilities can be very picky, right? I do think 3 million is excessive, right? But if you only, let's say, got $1 million policy and they asking you for 3 mil, then it's up to you if you want to up that policy. Do know that your premium is going to go up, right? Because it's more insurance. Either that, or you can just walk away from that particular deal. Okay. I'm a pretty decent talker and negotiator. I try to work ways around certain things. Like if you want to provide your shop records, or the people that's most likely going to be working in a facility provide their shop records, just because it's a medical facility, that's entirely up to you. Me personally, I haven't ran across that, considering the fact that most of the facilities that we clean, we do have a dialysis place that's 24/7, but we only clean it in the evening time. Okay, but they're still open like now. They haven't asked for that, right? So I haven't personally bumped up into that in terms of asking for the shots. But if I did, then I would have to just deal with it when it happened for me. Okay, but that's entirely up to you how you will want to play that, right? So yeah, sorry about that. I do think like 3 million for a cleaning company, to be honest, is a little bit. I mean, it's I guess it's to each his own, but to me that's a bit of is a bit excessive, right? In terms of all of that insurance. Okay. You can never have enough, but like I say, if you up it, obviously your premium's gonna go up. Okay. Other than that, you can just walk away from it. A lot of apartment complexes do the same thing. They don't necessarily ask you for the shots, but they ask you for $3 million. I've ran into things like that with apartment complexes. Want to make sure you got your insurance, your car insurance. They want to see that, all of that stuff. So again, if that's something, or some apartment complexes are using third-party companies that you have to go through to prove your insurance and approve you have workman's comp and approve you have car insurance. They use a third-party company that you provide this information to, and then that company will in turn talk to the actual property management company or whatever apartment complex that you're trying to go after. So I have heard of that. I'm not the biggest fan of that, because I don't like a third party company that I don't know knowing like the inner workings of what's going on, why I can't work directly with the property management company. And then a service provider, they charge you like $100 or $200 fee to be a part of this program. You pay it per year, right? You pay this per year, and then whenever you go, they ask you, hey, you have to sign up with this company, go through this company, and we work with this company to bring you in the property management area or to work here at this complex. You got to go through this third party company. Okay, so that's entirely up to you if you want to do that. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting you guys because that's what I heard, but I haven't. I don't know. A lot of the stuff I haven't bumped into, but I would deal with it when I do run into it. And for whatever reason, I feel like I could kind of finagle my way a little bit. I don't know if it's just an ego thing, but I do feel like I could kind of get around it. I don't know why. But if I couldn't and I'm not willing to do it, I'm okay with letting it go. Okay. Guys, have any more questions? It's my tea here. I know I started late. Sorry about that, guys. Actually doing pretty good on time. Actually, not too bad. Have any more questions, guys? Let's get these likes up, guys. The likes just help me to be discovered. Oh, and another thing, I didn't write it down, but it just hit me. Somebody asked me, would I be willing to do a meet and greet personally? There's a lot of people that's on my subscription list that would like to meet me. I am thinking about doing a meet and greet. The only thing is, somebody texted me. Sorry, guys. Let me just make sure this is not an employee. Oh, okay. This is one of my coaching. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to get back to the, yeah, that's one of my coaching people. Okay. Hey, bud, I don't know if you're still on the live when you text me, but I'm gonna get back with you on it. Okay. As soon as I end the live, I'm gonna text you back. I'm gonna get to you. Okay. But okay. So meet and greet. Somebody asked me. They say, "Hey, let's get these likes up, guys. Come on, let's get these likes up. If you haven't liked it, let's get these likes up. Help me get discoverable." You guys not rocking with me? I thought you rock with me, man. Okay, so somebody asked me about meet and greet. I told myself if I was to get like a 10,000 subscriber following here on YouTube, 10K of followers, that I would do my first. I already smashed the like button. Okay, great. She smashed the like button. My girl, she rocking with me. And she out here with me, Big General, Michigan. Boom. All right, make sure y'all get the like button, guys. Let's get the likes up. I appreciate y'all so much. I really do. Meet and greet. So I've been thinking about doing it at 10K, and I thought about dropping it down to 5K, like when I get 5,000 people, because it's not only that, it's people on my Facebook and other social media platforms that's not even on my YouTube. I do go live often on my Facebook, so a lot of times people get the nuggets over there too. Some of them came over here. It's a lot of people on my Facebook that's just local to me that haven't seen me, that want to like meet me and stuff like that. So I have been thinking about doing like a hotel ballroom type of meet and greet where we can congregate, food, that type of thing. And I'm putting it in the plans for like June 1st or somewhere around there, that first week, June 1st through June 5th, somewhere around there. So I'm gonna keep you guys up to date. But I do want to get to 5K before June, and I believe I can. I want to get to 5K subscribers before June 1st. If I do, I'll do it for sure. If I don't, then we got to wait till I at least get to 5K. So however long that take before I do the meet and greet, right? A lot of the people out here in my area, I already bumped into and already met me or whatever the case is. Some people, because they was in my coaching, as a good gesture, I know you seen me do videos, and I actually flew out and went out to their city and gave them more hands-on training because they went through my coaching. And I really just want to see my people win, my mentorship, my coaching. So some people met me that way. But if you guys, don't mind, you want to kind of kick it, we could talk business, have a good time, hotel ballroom, at a hotel that it's pretty nice downtown Detroit, that I have a pretty good. The only thing is, you guys will have to come out here. You have to come out here. Okay, now it'll be a charge for that, right? Because my company has to pay for everything, but it won't be very expensive. I tell you, it won't be $1,000. Okay, it won't be like $1,000 like coaching or something like that. So it'll be affordable. Okay, but for the most part, like I say, if I get the 5K, then I'll be willing to do a meet and greet. Other than that, I want you guys to keep smashing the like button, keep telling people about the information that I bring here. I'm trying to be a little bit better than I was in 2019 in terms of the consistency with the videos. You guys see, I've been on time, well, except for today, but I've been consistent with the days, right? So Tuesday and Thursdays when I do the videos. If you guys have a video request, you can always put it on one of my tabs on the community tab, or you can always email it over to me. If you got my number, like my coaching people, they might want me to talk about something that can help everybody, then they could just say, you could just text my phone, because once you're in my coaching, you get my phone number. So that's how they get my phone number, right? That let me know that they're serious and they mean business, and that's why I do it that way. Okay. So if you guys have any further questions, again, I would love to answer your questions. Time is it? Okay. I'd love to answer you guys' questions. Other than that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. And I won't see you guys. And I was thinking about changing the days. I don't know why I picked Tuesday and Wednesday, but if I do, I'll let you guys know in the future. Or I'll probably have my people send you guys an email if that might work. I think I'll do that. I'll put it in the community tab if I change it, and still have them send you guys an email, everybody that's on my email list. Okay. So you will know. But right now it's still Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. For the live videos. And if I don't do a live video, it will be a video upload. Okay. On that day. So it might not necessarily be a live, but it will be a video upload. Okay, guys. Any more questions, guys? I don't have too many people. I think everybody fell asleep on me. I think I probably bored everybody. As long as you learn. Okay. Again, those apps are Fiverr, Square, QuickBooks Online, Invoice and Expenses, QuickBooks Go Payments, Market, that's Markate. That's for job management, CRM, sales and marketing. I really love that app. Them and Fiverr. And also you can get a Google Voice number or a smart number, and that's like for your advertising. If you want all your potential clients to call, you don't want people just calling your number, you can use like a Google Voice or maybe a smart line by a GoDaddy number, right? Have it attached to your number. That way people don't have your direct contact number, and you just advertising. As long as you keep it active, you keep the number, you shouldn't have no problems. Okay, that's gonna do it. Once again, man, I'm really appreciative for everybody that joined my coaching program. My ultimate goal when you join it is to turn your investment around as quickly as possible. If you join and you're not going to be proactive, you're just going to get on the phone with me, talk, take notes, but you're not going to execute, I'm not sure that this will be the best coaching for you, because you'll be just like wasting your money. You just paid me to talk to me, but you didn't execute. Okay. So same thing with the paperwork. You usually get that in about 3 days generally. depending on where you're at in the country. The lead generation, as long as you do your part, I'm gonna have my people, yay, apply pressure, yay, big general, So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. It's enough rambling. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Again, Hollywoodjanitorialserv. Serv is spelled SERV. If you're interested in the coaching, or if you want me to help you with your numbers, or you want me to do your voicemail, whatever the case is, Hollywoodjanitorialserv, and just put whatever you're looking for in the subject line. You need coaching and mentorship, just put that there. Voicemail setup, put that there. Bidding requests, put that there. Whatever. Okay. Take care, guys.